Hi, welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this video is a reading for the energy of Sagittarius. So we all have Sagittarius in our charts, so even if you don't have a placement of Sagittarius, this still might resonate for you. And at any point, we can always call on the energies of any of the zodiacal signs and use them. So just as we can call on a deity during a prayer, a meditation, or for some help in our daily lives, we can also use the energies of each of the zodiacal signs. They have good qualities that we need at certain times. So if we need a little bit more organization, we could call on the energies of Virgo. If we need some deep thinking that needs to happen and some understanding, some uncovering, we can call on the energies of Gemini. If we need someone to, if we need to understand the feelings of another or of a situation, we can call on Cancer. So you get my drift here. We can always call on these energies whenever we need an extra bit of help. Now, we don't necessarily have to live our lives as a Cancer, but we don't need to be stuck within the bounds of just because I am a Leo that I can't stay home. You get my drift, right? So with that being said, we will go ahead and get started for the energy of Sagittarius. If this reading is not resonating with you, go ahead and check out some of my other videos and look at the titles and see if the titles catch your eye. I usually try to sum up in a sentence what the entire video is about. If that doesn't help, try looking at the spreads and seeing if there is a particular card combination that calls out to you, and perhaps you just need to use your intuition to find something, to find an answer that you're looking for. All right, I'm going to do a nice little split here and then my final shuffle, and then we will get started for this Sagittarius energy reading. All right, Sagittarius. So we have the Two of Wands, fire energy. Then we have the Three of Swords, air energy, and the Ace of Cups in reverse, water energy. Okay, so these are all pretty low. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we don't have any earth here. That's what I'm seeing. And with these two here, I'm kind of feeling that there is a bit of an emotional situation going on. Okay, there might be a kind of opposing energies that are being put into this emotional situation, Sagittarius, and there is definite some kind of heartbreak, heartache. Somebody has felt that they have been wronged, and then we have this action card here, of kind of what to do, or I'm not quite sure what to do here is kind of the feeling I'm getting. And perhaps there might be a situation where you're just unsure of even how to tackle this. With, the Three of Swords, that's a situation where it happened in the past, and you just kind of keep bringing up that feeling of hurt, that feeling of being wronged, and not necessarily able to let it go. Just get a little organized here. I'm pulling in my Virgo energy to organize this table. So I'm going to take a sip of tea here. All right, so I'll just put this right here for now because I'm not quite done with it. Oh, that doesn't look nice on camera, does it? So that's green tea, by the way. I brew loose leaf green tea, and it kind of looks like there's like dirt at the bottom of the cup, but it's just the tea leaf. The tea leaves break off and they leave a little bit of sand at the bottom. Sometimes I drink it and sometimes I don't. It kind of gets stuck in my throat, kind of like dirt. but but it's not dirt. It's tea leaves. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's see what this Two of Wands is about here. All right. So we've got the Fool in reverse, the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Wands. All right. So yeah, there's definitely a conflict here, and it's probably, let me show you your screen or show you the spread. It's probably with this Three of Swords here and the Seven of Wands down here, I'm feeling like this is a wronged situation that happened in the past, and there is constant defense about it, okay? And the way that you're feeling is that perhaps you maybe made the wrong decision, and you felt like you were acting impulsively, and I think you know that it was wrong, or the other person knows that it's wrong. I don't know whose energies this is, but there is a definite regret, but also having to defend oneself at the same time. So I'm going to read this Three of Swords really quick before I go forward. So we've got the Six of Swords in reverse, the Temperance, and the Eight of Pentacles. So Temperance card, that is definitely calling us to look at both sides, right? It's there needs to be a deeper understanding of what actually happened. And I don't really see that there is that understanding. I feel like there is a kind of pushing things under the rug and not really getting to the heart of the matter. I really feel that this situation is something that really is not being tackled in the way that it needs to be. And there is a little bit of, there's some conflict here, and the conflict is that while the certain conflict might not have anything to do what happened in the past, what happened in the past is fueling these newer conflicts, okay? Because what happened in the past didn't really get resolved. And so we're needing to use the energy of this Temperance. Temperance is actually calling us to bring some equilibrium to this situation, right? There's too much of something, and so the Temperance is standing in water and standing on a piece of earth here, albeit it's a floating piece of earth. Look, let me show you. I don't know if you can tell here, but I'll show it up here. You see how she has her foot in the water and then on that floating piece of earth. So this is just depicting that she basically floats in between two worlds, right? He or she has the ability to not only understand emotions, but also be here in reality and deal with things as they are in reality. And there needs to be a blending of those two. And it's usually depicted as fire and water, like coming together, right? Emotions and actions coming together. And so what I'm seeing here is that there definitely needs to be a coming together of minds, an understanding of one another, and not so much running from these what happened in the past anymore. You guys, you really have to iron this out. You really have to put in this work of this situation and sort of become masters of it, right? Instead of it mastering you, because this Three of Swords energy is kind of driving at everything. It's keeping you from realizing this ultimate happiness. And I do see that whomever was regretful, whether that was you or the other party, was regretful of this, but being on the constant defense is not a happy situation for anyone. So I'm not saying that it needs to be swept under the rug. What I'm saying is it needs to be confronted. It needs to be confronted and dealt with. I'm shuffling the cards for some reason. What is that? Oh, okay. So 9 of Swords, Judgment, and then the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so, you know, Judgment is another one of those cards where it is calling us to really understand what's going on. You know, Judgment is that heralding card, that angel coming up above, blowing his horn. The people who are worthy will rise once again. And those who will not will, of course, stay. So this card is sort of calling us to take a bird's eye view, an angel's eye view of the situation, and start to look at it in a way so that you can see if it's in line with where you want to head your life. Is it in line where you want to head this emotional relationship? Do you want to be in a relationship that's like this? Do you want to constantly be on the defense, or constantly causing someone to be on the defense? Do you want to be in this constant situation where you don't know what you're going to do or what's going to happen? And that's really going to help you decide how you're going to tackle this. If you feel that you're not going to be able to get over this 3 of Swords situation, then it's going to be time for you to move on, because you don't need to live in this energy. You don't need to live in this 3 of Swords energy where you're constantly bringing it up, or that other person is constantly bringing it up. And so it's going to keep you from realizing your ultimate happiness, and of course bringing up that anxiety, because we don't like to constantly hammer someone about, you know, what you did 3 years ago, but we also don't want to be constantly having to defend ourselves what happened 3 years ago after we've talked about it. But you may or may not have talked about it. The situation here is that it has not been resolved. It's not been resolved because we keep bringing it up again and again and again. While our situations that we have experienced, they make us who we are. They don't define us, though. So whether you were wronged or the wrong was done to you, this person, I'm sure, apologized, or you apologized. However, if it's not resolved to a liking of both parties, it's just going to keep regurgitating itself, and it can't make a happy situation here. So so I urge you to talk about it. Talk about it. Get a conversation going, but it has to be very structured conversation. And one of the things that I can say that has helped me was a thing called mirroring. And I mentioned this in another video, but mirroring is just basically letting another person know that you're heard them and you understand what they're saying, and that you're not getting it twisted in your mind. And it is a strange exercise, but it does really help. And a lot of the times people just need to be heard and understood and allowed to speak their truth, and allow them to have their truth, even if it has no basis in reality. You know, we all experience things in a different way through the lenses of our experiences. Okay. And so, and through that lens causes us to have these feelings and emotions about what happened. And we cannot deny, we can't deny our emotions, nor can we deny someone else's emotions. Okay. Because that just is a recipe for disaster. So what we're needing to do is basically have some compassion and understanding for the other party. And once you guys get that open lines of communication going, I think perhaps you'll be able to release this 3 of Swords energy that's driving this this situation of unhappiness, of anxiety, and but it is going to take work. Yes, it is. It is going to take some work. All right. So now we're going to draw an oracle card from the Jade Oracle. This is an Aztec deities deck, and it's written in Nahuatl, and it's also written in Spanish and in English, thankfully. Otherwise, I wouldn't be using it, right? Because then I wouldn't know how to interpret the card. So I'm just going to draw the card, and hopefully it's going to help us with this reading, help us to understand this reading a little better. That wasn't a really good shuffle. All right, here we go. Sagittarius, energy of Sagittarius. So it's Tisiyot. Tisiyot. So the TL makes a sound. And it kind of sounds like you have like a fat tongue. What am I looking for? This is what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So, Tisiyot. Medicinal arts. Tisiyot includes the medicinal arts, divination, and midwifery. For ancient Mexicans, this meant maintaining the physical and mental, emotional health of the community and preserving harmony with the universe. Illness was the product of broken equilibrium, and Tisiyot was the medicine and the practice that restored balance. Oh, yes, and that is what our temperance is wanting us to do. Rituals, prayers, chants were combined with medicinal plants to reestablish health. Those that practiced Tisiyot, the Tisiti, also led rites of passage rituals, establishing new balance for both people and their communities. When you draw Tisiyot, it is an invitation to heal yourself, to find balance, to bring equilibrium to your inner self, and to live in harmony with the universe. Take the time to find and use the medicine that works for you, including plants, prayers, and other modalities. So, perhaps this might be your work that you might need to do. This could be your work, or this could be someone else's work. Either way, you could probably help the other person, and perhaps you guys could do this together. If the person that wronged you, they might need a little bit of medicinal help to help absolve them of any guilt they might have, and you will need a little bit of help of releasing yourself from this pain that you've endured and held on to for so long, and vice versa if the roles are reversed. So and so there's many ways you can do that. There's plant medicine. I'm not advocating you do any plant medicines, but there's things like that out there. I like to use herbal baths, essential oil baths as well. Put a little bit of Epsom salt in the bath. I do a lot of smoke work too, burning lavender, burning copal, and just inhaling it, and just working with the herbs in the smoke air type of way. And saying prayers over water too. There's been many studies done that just talking to your water changes the molecular structure of it. So you have a little bit of work to do, as dictated by this Eight of Pentacles here. Nothing is ever easy, but actually some things are. Eating ice cream is pretty easy. So, all right, Sagittarius, I hope that helped in some kind of way, and thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't. Share the video if you can think of anybody who needs this. Perhaps this receiving party or the other side of this party might need to see this as well. But you know what? You guys go on this journey of healing together, and it's always fun when you have a partner and you guys can share things with one another and bounce ideas off of one another, and get different perspectives. So yes, thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you next video. Take care.